good world? It's your girl V-Ness. You're now rocking with C-Talent TV. We out here, beautiful CT, Hartford in the backdrop. You know how we do. Shout out to everybody doing their thing, joining that CT movement, you know, with the music. Shout outs to Pure Pro. Shout outs to MDC, of course, that's my family, you know, and big shout outs to August Records. When people think about who V-Ness is, I want them to know one thing. V-Ness represents life, whether it's your struggles, whether it's victories, whether it's just having fun, being happy, being silly. I represent everything, every factor that makes us who we are, every factor that makes us human. Some of my biggest influence in hip-hop, I have got to say, from the likes of MC Light to Queen Latifah, you know, to Rakim. I mean, it all starts at the foundation. Like, to me, I respect a lot of music that came before me because after all, that's the reason why I love music. And a lot of these women and men were just very powerful back in their time. They represented something, they stood for something, and pretty much didn't care what anybody had to say about it. And it reminds me a lot of myself and a lot of my morals and fundamentals. A lot of people will say that the rap game in Connecticut is definitely dominated by men, and I will agree to say that it is. But I also want to state the fact that it is a competition. There is no being equal. Even if people like to say, oh yeah, you know, we give you props, whatever. At the end of the day, I am a female and this is a male-dominated world, let alone game, you know. So I will always have to, you know, compete in a sense where I have to put my best bars forward, you know what I mean? Come with my hardest, come with the best that I'm capable of coming with, just to let people know where I stand. So I mean, if it ever comes to me eating a guy's bars, I mean, I'm pretty sure I can do that because it's as an artist in CT, there are a lot of different things that motivate me and keep me doing what I'm doing. And I have to say that I don't do it for the fame at all, because at the end of the day, when you try to, you know, just live your life chasing something like fame and then being known, you're kind of killing yourself in a way. If you're just natural and you be yourself, you'll ultimately reach where you're trying to reach. And I feel like a lot of different factors, a lot of things in Hartford and Connecticut have definitely just influenced me, you know, shaped who I am as an artist. And I feel like a lot of people need to take from their community, take from where they're from, just to be more relatable. You know, not everything is about popping bottles and having all this money, because at the end of the day, you can see the city behind me. There's a lot of rough spots out here. There's a lot of kids that don't see that. You know, they only see that on TV. And I want to let people know that there's a realness that I think we as humans and we as just people tend to forget about. You know, we once were kids. We got to know that at the end of the day, we got to portray something that these children and these people that we see can be proud of. When I hear the word unity, I see different people from different areas, especially talking about Connecticut. I see different, you know, cities getting together, coming together, putting something down, trying to make our state pop. You know what I mean? Instead of, oh, let's just make Bridgeport pop, or New Haven pop, or Hartford pop. As much as I want to see that, it's not what's real. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell you what's real. And there's no unity in this hip-hop game right now, especially in the state of Connecticut, because there's everyone who thinks they're on this level or that level, when they can't just all see that they're starving artists trying to get on and we all in this rap race together. You know, a lot of people don't want to admit that, and they always want to say, well, I got more credibility than you and I got more fans than you. Listen, if you had more fans, you'd be signed. We wouldn't be having this conversation. I'm speaking for every artist that's not signed and is trying to get signed. You know what I mean? We need to come together because we're all on this path together, trying to make money, trying to put our state on, trying to just eat and eat appropriately. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, there's no unity as much as I'd love to see it. You know, I feel like being such a small state, coming from New England, being in the tri-state area, we have a lot of noise, but it's a lot of noise over here and then a lot of noise over here. We need to make that noise come together and just shut shit down. I've worked with quite a few artists throughout the CT area. To name a few, Banger Bandanas, Pure Pro all day, shout out to True, my boy Frank White, oh my God, Thumb, so many of y'all to name. I've worked with everyone in NDC, shout out to Young, miss you boy. Snacks, that's like my partner in crime. Shout outs to August Records, you know, Blast, oh my God, there's so many people to name. Big Work, come on brother. Shout outs to my girl's Legs. It's been a lot of different people I've worked with, you know, throughout CT. And honestly, I would love to work with more because, again, I am about unity. I am about just having that love to keep striving for what you want. Like, I feel life is all about dreams. If we didn't have aspirations and if we didn't have these things to strive for, what would life be about? You know what I mean? Everyone should have a goal, and if you put an expiration date on a goal, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You know, it's never too late. I've seen people in their 30s and 40s go on to getting their bachelors and moving on to getting their doctorates, you know, within no time after getting their masters. So I've seen people who grew up in like really bad conditions, bad environments, and instead of being a product of that environment, they chose to go the other route, and they became that rose that grew out of a concrete. So at the end of the day, I feel like dreams are what keep us alive. Right now, I'm currently wrapping up a mixtape album. My boy Snacks Giggity, shout outs to you. It's called Both Ways. Now I know a lot of people are gonna be like, wait a minute, what? Yes, I said it both ways. And the whole concept of this mixtape album is basically a woman's point of view and a man's point of view. You know, I think a lot of people forget that it's always two sides to a story and two different viewpoints. You know, you have to have it for the women and the men at the end of the day. So that's definitely something to look out for. I think the streets are just gonna love that because again, it's so real. It's a lot of passion, a lot of hate, a lot of everything that makes us who we are, you know. So definitely look out for that. Shout outs again, Both Ways, featuring Snacks. Another project I think a lot of people should look out for is my mixtape called ADD. And the reason it's entitled ADD is because I'm always doing different. I keep telling people that, you know, so that's an acronym for that. By the way, shout out to C Talent TV. It's your girl V-Ness. Signing off.
We different particles, taking different articles of clothing off, touch on my skin.